Geopolitics remains the dominant driver. The fragile 2 week US Iran ceasefire is holding tenuously into its second day, but persistent uncertainty around the Strait of Hormuz, Israeli strikes in Lebanon, and mixed signals on full reopening continue to fuel volatility in oil and risk sentiment. Energy supply risks are keeping a floor under oil prices while injecting stagflationary concerns, higher inflation potential alongside growth headwinds that are tempering central bank easing expectations across the board. U.S. equity futures are trading modestly lower this morning after yesterday's relief rally, reflecting caution over the ceasefire's durability. In Asia, overnight, markets showed resilience with strong gains in Japan's Nikkei and other regional indices on initial ceasefire relief and lower oil, though momentum has since faded. No major data moved the needle out of Australia, New Zealand, Japan, or China. Focus stayed on geopolitics and oil transmission effects. The RBNZ held rates steady, consistent with the broader pause and watch stance from most central banks amid uncertainty. Europe was similarly quiet on data, with limited moves in the euro and pound tracking the global risk tone. The ECB and BOE remain firmly data dependent, with war-related inflation and growth clouds keeping policy on hold for now. Key focus for the North American session is the economic data dump, February personal income and spending, core PCE, the final Q4 GDP print, and weekly jobless claims. Any upside surprise in core PCE could reinforce higher for longer rate expectations, especially with energy costs feeding through. These releases will help clarify whether the shock is sticking in inflation or weighing on demand. Overall, we're in a geopolitics first environment, with US dollar retaining safe haven and yield support, oil linked currencies under selective pressure, and volatility likely spiking around the US numbers and any fresh headlines on Hormuz or the ceasefire. Stay nimble. Risk sentiment can shift quickly on developments. That's all for now.